Welcome to another episode of Berm Peak Express, and today we're gonna be doing something a little different, but kind of the same. Actually, very much the same. We're doing a parts bin upgrade, another one. This time, it wasn't a neighbor, it wasn't just somebody calling me, it was actually Kevin found this kid who is very deserving of a bike, good kid, and he got his parents involved, so he doesn't even know that we're doing it. And this is the bike right here. Let's start by taking a look at it and kind of figuring out what we can do to make it a little better. So first of all, any kid should be so lucky as to have a bike like this. It's great for starters. You can ride it until you've exhausted all of its capabilities and improve it. It's got perfect bones for a project like this. So this morning I already scrubbed down the bike and now we're gonna take it apart and get it ready to go. So like I said, this bike has a really good geometry and it's got really good bones, but there are a few things that stick out to me. The first biggest glaring one is the 3x. With a 3x, you have 3 chain rings up front and then you have probably 8 on the back. Nobody knows how to shift the front gears and back gears together properly. So what ends up happening is the chain rubs, this flops around, you have more chain, more gears, a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff. So what we're gonna do is install a Box 3 Prime 9. So it's a 9-speed drivetrain, 1 ring up here, 9 speeds back here. The handlebars, they look like they've been cut down from their original width. It's gonna need something to grow into, so we're gonna put some wider, more modern bars on there. Also, and a lot of people mentioned this on the last parts bin upgrade video, is that the fork is really holding back these bikes. So, I went deep diving on Amazon. This is an air fork with a lockout, adjustable compression. It's even got a rebound adjustment. Those are all things that this doesn't have. So while this is far from a high-end fork, it's gonna give them a way better ride than this SR Sun Tour fork. It's gonna be a huge upgrade. So now another thing that I would love to do with these parts bin upgrades bikes is add a dropper post. But here's the thing with dropper posts. I have tons of like 120 millimeter dropper posts laying around, but they all have the switch at the bottom. So in order for them to work, we have to run a cable through the down tube and over the bottom bracket and into the seat tube. A bike has to be manufactured like that. We can't do that in this bike. There's no way for us to get the cable in there without drilling holes in the bike frame, which I would really recommend against. So we need a dropper post with an external release. P&W Components sent us one. Asked them on Saturday, it's already here. Also, he recently bought this bike used, and so it's got a lot of stickers and things left over from the previous owner. We're gonna give him a fresh start. We're gonna clean up this bike, put some Berm Peak stickers on it, and let him customize it and make it his own. So with that, I'm gonna start ripping parts off of this bike and cleaning it up so we can start doing some upgrades. So I can't get the drive side crank arm off. These threads are stripped out, and I don't have a crank set to replace it with. So what I'm gonna do is use the Sawzall to cut the chain rings off. So I'm having a hell of a time taking apart this bike because a lot of the grease is dried out and a lot of things are kind of stuck. So I tried to save these grips and get them off, but I can't get this bolt out right here. So I'm gonna work on that. Oh, man, I really wanted to save the grips because I wanted to show you a really cool trick. Goo Gone, a lot of people don't think of this as a way to clean grips, but look at it. It's like the best thing possible to clean them. See that? We could have made these grips look brand new, but I had to go and break it a little heavy-handed. So we'll replace it with brand new grips. So we are gonna peel these stickers off, wipe it down with Goo Gone, get this frame just like it came from the factory. Is this sticker gonna come off nice? Oh, that's all of it. You can see there's all this residue on here. Let me show you how we get it off. So first thing you need is some Goo Gone. So you wanna get part of a paper towel or a cloth or something soaked with this stuff. And once it soaks in real well, you want a plastic putty knife. Plastic is not gonna scratch the paint, so you can do this until the cows come home, and that's it, looking shiny again. So the first thing I'm gonna do while the bike is all out in the open like this, especially since the kid's doing a lot of jumping, is we are going to install a chainstay protector. And what the chainstay protector does is, first of all, when the chain slaps down on the chainstay, doesn't put little dings in it, and 2, it just makes the bike quieter. We're gonna use an old inner tube to do this. I do this on a lot of my bikes and works out really well. So let's move on to the fork. We are really excited about this inexpensive air fork, and oh, that's not good. It's tapered. And this, I really should have known better. I should have known just from looking at that it doesn't have a tapered head tube. And this, of course, has a straight head tube, cups, bearings, none of that meshes well. So, Clik, which is like the biggest headset manufacturer in the world, they're right up the road. So I'm gonna call them and see if they can help us out for today. And in the meantime, I will work on the cassette. Look at this beast, mega range. I got news for you. The new cassette has got a lot more range than that. We're gonna remove this quick release skewer. Oh, don't tell me this is a freewheel. Oh, that's not good. I didn't even think they sold bikes with freewheels anymore. What are we gonna do? I already took the whole drivetrain off. Getting a text back from Nate. So we make an EC49, which is 49 millimeters, but not 50. It's either proprietary head tube or the head tube is oval. Guys, this is turning into a problem. I talked to Nate over at Clik. They were awesome. They tried to figure out a way to get that fork to fit, and no can do. We'd have to order a special part, wouldn't be here in time. We are literally screwed. I cut his chainring off with a Sawzall. Now, given enough time, we could fix up this bike. We could make it a great bike, but I would need to special order all sorts of little weird parts that might not fit. And it could be weeks before this kid gets his bike back. So, called up Kevin. He cleared it with his parents. We are going to keep this. We're gonna make it a project bike here at Berm Peak, and we are gonna put all this stuff on eventually when I get the right parts. But for now, we gotta make good on our promise to this kid. So, when Diamondback gave me my last bike, it was kind of a surprise. And so the bike I was riding, I planned to ride it for another year. It was dialed, and here it is right here. If a kid can fall in love with mountain biking because of this bike, then I'm happy to give it to him, but I wanna make sure that everything's working and safe before we do that. So, let's bring it back to the house. So, I had a wireless dropper post on that bike, so now I have to put a wired one on. So I have to find one of those little cylindrical janks that go at the end of the cable. Anybody who's lost one knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, doesn't look like I'm gonna find it in here. Ugh, it never ends. It never ends. Oh, what's that? It's the little cylindrical jank that goes at the end of the dropper post. We're gonna stick this lever on first. This is not the right lever for this dropper post, but that's fine. There we go. So now we can pull this cable over here. This little guy clamps down onto the cable. It appears to work. Seems pretty good. First thing I gotta check, it's just gears and brakes and things like that. Yeah, drivetrain is bone dry. The derailleur hanger looks bent, and we certainly don't want to start them off like that. Let's give him a fresh derailleur hanger. Yep, this is it. We'll scrub down these wheels. We'll put new sealant in them. I guess the last time this bike was out, somebody did a number on it. I wonder who that was. This is our old hanger. Good way to see how bent it is to put it on something really flat, like an anvil. Yeah. All right, before we start tuning this up, I'm gonna bring it out to the bike wash, get all this grime off of it. Very good chance these tires are low on sealant, so I'm gonna add about 2 ounces each. Any syringe will do it. Tubeless tires are way less likely to go flat, but you do have to stay on top of them if they're gonna work properly. Let's do one more squirt. So we got some sealant in there. Now we can tune up all the gears and make sure the bike is dialed for this kid. Let's see how the shifting is now. Cool. All right, we're all oiled up. So the brakes, they're actually dialed. We'll just do a lever blade, make sure we have all the air bubbles from up here out. All right, we got some good bubbles out of that. We gotta put a saddle on this, and I just so happen to have a really nice size small men's Ergon saddle, and this is my saddle of choice. It's really, really comfortable. Thank you, Ergon. Of course, everybody knows removing and reinstalling a rear wheel and changing a saddle. Those are the 2 hardest things that you can repair on a bike. So these grips, oh man, I hate nothing more than grabbing onto somebody else's grips. It's like grabbing onto somebody else's hair. Like, it's my grip, so I don't care, but if I grabbed onto somebody, I can't even think about it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. That doesn't upset you? I don't know, it bothers me, sorry. So we're gonna put some new grips on here. I have these Ergon grips. Got some orange valve caps. We gotta give him a Berm Peak Ranger District sticker. I think it looks pretty cool on the head tube. I think I'm gonna try that. The bike is all cleaned up. He's got a new saddle, new grips, brake bleed, 150 millimeter dropper post. He's even got a Fidlock water bottle, brand new. I've never drank from it. Now we have to test the bike and make sure everything works well, but you're not gonna believe this. It's raining. I know, it's crazy. It never rains here. It can just not rain. What?
Oh. You all right?
Yeah. I'm going up for a second one. So we were in a really big rush because Kevin's on his way here to sneak the bike over to the kids so I can present it to him. All right, I'm riding the bike out to where the kid is. Kevin's filming. They have no idea. They think they're getting an old bike back or something. I mean, the kid doesn't know anything. So let's see how this goes. We tried our best. We really did. I had to saw the chain ring off because it was seized. There's all sorts of stuff wrong with the bike that I was trying to fix up, and so we got you a different one.
Really?
Yeah, that's your bike.
Oh my god.
You want to hit some jumps? Yeah. I'm glad that my bike that was sitting in the storage unit as a loaner is now with its forever home pretty much. It's gonna get ridden, it's gonna get crashed, and to me, that's a huge win. Even though this didn't turn out the way we planned, I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you learned something. If you wanna see us upgrade that other bike when the parts come in, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.